This is the reason why actually each and every time tutakanga kuongea hii story nimekuwa nikipostpone because every time she wants to talk about this story nimekuwa nikimwambia nah. Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing? It's been long since muone nikifanya introduction. Well, I don't know where to start, but actually, I need to start somewhere. Many of the times you see us smiling and happy, and everybody wants to be like, wow, the shepherds. Watu si wanakaa happy. You know? Yes, every time we try to make our moments, every time. So najua vile nawambianga, life is too short to be cut short. So each and every single time yenye tuko nayo, we try to make us happy. The reason why I did the introduction today is because you want to talk about something that for the very first time in a very so many years we've been happy, that actually broke our happiness. Well, I didn't know I'll be here talking about this thing. Unajua zile yani we ni mwanaume unakanga tu umekaza sura. Unajua? That happens every time. My wife has been telling me to do this video. Na nimekuwa niki-avoid tu. Do you know why? Because outwardly I might be very strong because of actually I need to be very strong for her. But just take your time and listen to our story. One moment and so many moments that we've always been happy, where our happiness came crashing down on our feet. You have something you want to tell us?
Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to our YouTube channel where we keep it raw, real and simple.
Hey, bado uko na hiyo energy.
Karibuni sana. And of course we are the Shepherds family Kenya.
Yeah.
My name is Lady Heart.
And I'm the shepherd himself.
If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. We've had good contacts and we've good stories. We have inspirations. We have so much to give as per our marriage, and we know you have a lot to learn maybe from us, because we also learn. It's a learning process. Marriage inakuanga learning every day. So today is a sad story, as you can read and as you can see. It's been almost 3 months.
Yeah.
Almost 3 months of grief, of tears.
You gotta tell him. You told me you'll speak. You have to speak it out.
It's been 3 months of denial, 3 months of pain, 3 months of trying to heal. And it's a pain that I would never wish for anyone. I would never even wish for someone who would hate me so much. I would never wish that for them, because it's a very, very painful thing. And this is our journey. So, as my husband has said, Of course I didn't find my sikupata periods zangu, and so I realized this is it, because we were not planning for a kid, but at least we were saying hata akikuja it's okay with us. So I remember very well, nilikuwa na joke tunamwambia nimeamka nikisikia najua ni yenyewe, and then the first month ikaturn negative, and nikasema it's obvious. Then this other month I started feeling music for my 2 kids. Mi najuanga nikiwa na ball within a week, nasikianga hizo signs within a week. Sitakangi kuona mtu karibu na mimi. Then I sleep so much. Nalalanga sana, by the way. So nikianza kulala, kwanza asubuhi nikianza kulala sana najuanga. So that time I knew this is it. Amenivunja mguu tena. Mara ya 3. So guys, I woke up and I started feeling, nasikia aje? Nasikia kutapika. And then I'm like, nikinyesha nasikianga hivyo. So maybe niko around the corner. That didn't happen. Nika miss periods in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then I told my husband, you know what, sisi tutapima juu venye nasikia. And then alikuwa shanza, hata yeye, unajua tunaambiangwa, ukikuwa na ball, pia men who get that ball mentally. Alikuwa naamka asubuhi akiniamsha na kasirika. Then anaanza kuniambia, Mshairi, amka. Namwambia, hebu nyamaza. Because hatukuwa tumeconfirm. So on this very day, it was on a Monday, zikamiss kabisa within 3 weeks. Mi nakuanga so punctual. Periods zangu zinakuanga regular. So zikamiss na 3 weeks.
Ungewambia tu ulikuwa na live in denial. Like umemiss periods zako, then 1 week unangojea ama zimechelewa kidogo, ama ni juu ya weather, ama sijui ni juu ya nini. So
mpaka naanza kuuliza mabeshte zangu, kwenye umenyesha? Umepatana na periods zako mahali juu mimi sijazipata. So I remember very well, it was on a Monday. Hazia akaniambia, juu zimepita sana, itabidi tumepima. Mi nikamwambia hapana, wacha tukaekae, labda nikudelay tu zimedelay.
Denying.
Hapana. Jioni ananipata nimelala, sijafanya kitu. Then akaanza kuniambia, I'm very sure this is it. So that day when nilipima, niliamka, tukadiscuss na yeye, akaniambia, juu umeanza kutapika, umeanza nini, jioni nitakuja na kit ndio tupime sisi wawili. And then I told him it's okay, kuja nayo. Hiyo siku jioni ukakuwa busy. It was on a Monday, akakuwa busy sana, so hakuenda kubuy, akakuja bila. Nikakasirika na nikaona hizi moods ninakasirika juu ya kit. Nilikasirika mkasiriko ingine. Then namwambia, mbona hukukuja nayo? Akaniambia, nilikuwa busy sana, kesho nitakuja nayo. So kesho ikafika, yeye akarauka, akaenda job, nikamtayarisha vizuri, akaenda job. Mimi nikarudi kulala, nikasikia hapana. Nikaamka, nikachukua gari, nikaenda the nearest shopping center, nikaenda chemist, nikabuy kit. Nikakuja. Sasa natakanga nipime akiwa, ndio nione reaction, pia mimi nijiconsole. So that day nikaendea kit, then I came in the house. Of course the first urine, sikuwa nimetake breako. Dwayne alikuwa shule, we were just with Nia alikuwa melala. So nikaenda Lu, then nikapima, nilikuwa na shake. Nikaipima, siku hata naipea time, naambia uipea time. So nilikuwa hapo macho hivi. Then the good thing, katokea positive. Let me tell you girls, for those who have never gotten pregnant, may God bless your wombs ifike, so that you can feel the experience. If you're going through hard time, I know God will bless you with a kid. So that moment, every woman can tell, it is always a moment of silence. I started crying because I was so happy. And then most women will tell you that ukishajua uko na ball, unaanzanga kuconnect mind-wise with that baby from that time. Hizo siku zenye nilikuwa na hiyo ball kwa tumbo, na before nipime, sikuwa nimefocus mind yangu niko na mtoi. Sikuwa nayo. But the moment nilienda nikaona iko positive, nikapima nikaona iko positive, now my mind ikaanza kujiattach na huyo mtoto. Nikaanza kufeel this is my baby, kuna mtoto anako ndani yangu, there is life that I'm bringing. Yani unaanzanga kufeel kabisa sasa umeconnect na huyu mtoto. Now you start loving the baby, and you start now thinking, otherwise unaanza kusema hey, mtoto wangu, unaona juni saa hizo. So the emotions were there, and the first thing I did, I took a phone and I called my husband. Actually nilikwambia kwa simu ama nilikuja nikamwambia, you know what, we are pregnant. And then he was like, yeah, I'm coming right now. I was so excited. So akaniambia, what are you doing? And then he's the kind of a person, ukipata ball sasa wewe umekuwa crippled, umekuwa orphan, umekuwa kiwete. Hakuna kufanya kitu kwa hiyo nyumba, hata kuchukua glasi ya maji hivi you cannot. I remember by then hata hatukuwa na nani. So hiyo siku sasa ni kuanza kuniambia, sasa from today enda utafute nani akuje. You're not supposed to do anything from today. Yani thank you very much, you're that guy.
Most welcome.
Najua watu wengi, most women struggle so much wakiwa na ball. Their husbands are not there mentally, physically to help them. So wewe, as much as you're working, you make sure there's someone for me, working for me. So that day when I called him and he was so happy, I felt the emotions and I felt like he was crying over the phone and the excitement and whatever. And then he started telling me it's a boy, and I'm telling, no, it's a girl. I must bring my mom into this world. And so we started discussing. Nikashindo akaniambia, you just go and rest, I'll make sure nitatoka job mapema so that we come and celebrate. Siwezi. I prepared. Bio nikabeba kiti yangu nikaeka kwa bag. Ndio mimi huyo kwa tuktuk bio mpaka Ruiru job. Aliniona the first day, alinihug and I could see tears of joy, as in alikuwa ananiuliza iko wapi nione saa hizi. And then it's a moment of confirming that it's true that we are pregnant. And we were so happy. Luckily nilipata kama hana clients, so we sat down and started crafting our life again. And we started saying the house that we are is quite small for us. We need a big house for us because we are adding another kid. Now we're gonna have 3 kids. I was so happy. I didn't know how to, as in the emotions every woman can tell. And actually I came to realize that when we are pregnant as women, if your man truly loves you so much and he's in need, he gets pregnant in the mind. And I remember you taking me through that journey. I think this one was different. Mimi sinanga issue na ball. Sinanga. Actually, I'm always easy. What I do is I eat a lot. And I sleep a lot. I sleep and eat a lot. So I started, so hiyo siku, by the way ukishajua uko na ball, hizo cravings zinaanzanga hapo. Is it mental?
I don't know.
Ama what is it? Because kutoka hapo nilimwambia nipeleke quick mart. Chukue chicken wings and chukue ice cream. Hizo vitu mbili. So akaniambia ni dadhena. Oremwe jua na jua.
Nikawa najifanya.
Guy.
Naonanga ni kama.
Do you want to get pregnant right now? Nikupe ball saa hizi. Do you want to get pregnant? Yes.
You know, you're giving the story so well.
Yes.
You make me paint the picture, the entire everything, how you came, how you found me, the joy. And the way as a man sometimes unakaa chini una look around where you live and you start like, boss, I really need to change so many things about place yenye nakaa, situation. Unaanzanga kuplan vitu. Now 9 months zinakam.
Yes.
Man, I need to be somewhere else. I need a bigger house. I need a bigger house that can accommodate all these kids and stuff and everything. So immediately ameniambia hizo kitu. Story yangu ilianza kuchange. Unakaa chini unaanza kucraft. I think na need to sacrifice 1 or 2 things. I think na need to. Yani mind yangu iliamka tu. Ushaika hivi nika umelala tu alafu kitu unaambiwa kitu mind inaamka. Unaanza kuona I'll do things differently, and that was it. So cravings. Enyewe. Na hafsa hizo si ati mfuko imekubali, mfuko imelala. Mfuko imelala.
Yes.
And here she is now. Ameanza ako the first trimester.
Yes.
Ameanza hiyo kusumbua. Na mfuko haitaki kusumbuliwa.
Because asubuhi, I'm that kind of a person who will sleep, and he has to tiptoe akitoka kwa bed. Juu nikijaribu nimsikie hivi ati ameniamsha, nitalia the whole day. Nitaanza kulia the whole day, niseme hey uliniamsha, hey ulinifanya, hata nilisikia ukigongesha mlango, nilie the whole day. So he knew akiwa na ball hatakangi hivi. So alikuwa anaamka polepole, sisikia na tiptoe polepole, anajitayarisha, ana make breakfast. By then hata hatuna nani, si ndio? Hatuna. So it's up to you. So alikuwa anaamka 6 in the morning because he has to get to work very early.
Make sure the son is prepared
for school, amechukuliwa na bus. Then akishachukuliwa na bus anarudi kwa nyumba. The other kid ashaamka na yeye ni kelele, amtayarishe, make breakfast for all of us.
Atisikia mpaka anafanya
make breakfast for all of us. Ndio pia ajitayarishe aende job. It's quite a journey, and I always appreciate you because you're that man and you're always there for me. Mimi nikishapata ball, I know it's 9 months of resting mpaka chakula kupewa na kijiko. Anyway, thank you very much. And now the journey began. So I remember very well, akiwa job, I started feeling so much pain in my stomach that day. And I called him and I told him, I feel so much discomfort that is not normal in my stomach. And then he said, it's okay, rest kidogo, then I'll come and go to the hospital. And I said, okay. So ikaacha, and I said, because I've had other 2 kids, I know how it feels when it's unsafe and when it's safe. So ikaacha, and I told myself maybe it was an issue, but imeisha. So nikamwambia imeisha. So the following day, which was on a Wednesday, I went to the loo. It was at night, baby, sindio? Yeah. I felt so much cramping, so much. And then I felt like I want to relieve myself, and I woke up and I went to the toilet, and nika spot kidogo tu. It was kidogo sana. I panicked so much in the toilet and I screamed. I called my husband. Alikuwa amelala. So yeye alikuwa amelala kabisa. Mimi nimeamka. It was around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I screamed so much and he came running. Hata hajui ni nini, so maybe alidhani nimeanguka or something, and he came and I told him, you know what, I'm spotting. Akanyamaza. He took a moment of silence. Akanyamaza. Moment of silence. Tukanyamaza. Then I didn't want to think deeper. Nikatoka, and then we said acha asubuhi ifike tuone ndio tuende hosi. So the following day nothing happened, but now we went to hospital. Before we went to the hospital, I remember that morning when we woke up, after you spotted there, I tried telling you like it's okay, these things happen. Yeah. So like you should not worry, and you should just take your time, just relax. Yeah. The first thing I did that morning was call a friend of mine. He's a doctor at Kenyatta Hospital. Nikamwambia what has happened. Yeah. And then he was like, maybe amefanya job sana. Nikamwambia hapo kwa job hapana, like kufanyangi hizo job hard. You know, stuff ka hizo. Yeah, because I don't clean. Afanyangi hizo job, afaushi aushi nini, afui nguo. Yeah. At least I try as much as I can, at least to help where I can. Yeah. We employ a nanny at least afanye hizo stuff. Yeah. So nikamwambia yezi kuwa ati amespot, juu aliniambia ama amelift kitu mzito ama something like that. That was the story. So nikamwambia I doubt. Akaniambia sometimes it is normal, it happens. Okay? Yeah. So tell her not to panic and give yourself 3 to 5 or 7 days rest. Like, let her not do anything. Let her rest. So I was like, Dogi amesema hivi,
So I think saizi all you need ni rest. Sijui kama nimekukata kuongea or can I say something? So in my mind nilikuwa na panic, and you know, as a man I would not have showed my wife that face. You know the way you try to put a smiling face behind a tearing face. That's what I did. Like I felt like the only two of us here, and I have to be the strong one here. I needed to be that pillar that she needed to hold herself to. Mind you, hatujui anything, but kuna kale ka panic, you know, she has spotted and stuff, but the doctors assured me maybe anawak sana or something. Mwambia si hiyo, wacha arrest. The most partili ilikuanga hard sana on my side was when she could not do anything. That story zenye tumetouch hapo before ya waking up early. So I had to shift my schedule. Like maybe I'm used to her waking up, preparing the son, go to school. Me, I wake up after the son has gone to school. So that time, it was me waking up early, prepare my son. Then nikaanza zile duties za hao. Unacheki it's so early in the morning, I need to be at work early. So nilianzanga ile job za mapema. Immediately my son ameleave, akichukuliwa tu na basi akienda shule. Naingia kitchen. Nimeambiwa na need to rest. So naingia kitchen. Naosha vyombo, prepare everything, na make sure prepare breakfast. Nini kila kitu iko ready. Then ina come. And then I wake up and I tell her I'm almost going to work. But remember, no work. Because at the same time, I would have loved if I was in a position to not go at work and be with her, like, no. The only thing I could do was like maybe hire someone mwenye anaweza come afanye the hard job in the house, like kufua kaa nguo. Unaona? But tu tujuti tudogo, my house is not big to kuweka mpaka nani huko. So I needed someone mwenye anaweza come after morning. So I had to do the job in the morning and I had to come early every day in the evening to make sure nimekam na supper, prepare supper, so that yeye akiamka asubuhi breakfast is ready. There is some lunch, buy stuff kwa hao. There is some lunch. Supper na make sure nimekam.
Yeah, used to come from 4 to 5 every day.
Nimekam mapema. Like, this is the part that I realized, when a woman gets pregnant, we too get pregnant.
Yeah.
Because nilipata shift schedule yangu ya job.
Yeah.
So I go to work late because I have to make sure everything is done in the morning. Yeah. And I have to leave work early because lazima nikampia jioni, ni prepare supper. Yeah. I really wanted to give her that rest. Yeah. Yet tuliambiwa, anafaa ku rest. So I really needed to shift that. Yeah. I remember it was the first day, the second. By the third day, I was fatigued. And for the first time I asked myself, how do women do house chores?
Yeah.
You know, when sometimes people see me appreciating my wife and loving my wife, is because nimerefuse kukuwa a masculine husband.
Yeah.
Ile like mumeenda job, mumetoka job pamoja, come home, you expect her to do everything.
Yeah, you so, just sit
because nimeingia kwa hiyo sector. Yeah. By the third day,
you were worn out.
I was worn out, like I was sick. Yeah. Because now I wake up so early, make sure everything is done, leave to work, nafanya job kwa salon, wenye umekuwa watch video zenu, mnajua nimekuwa nikisema I'm a loctician, so tunafanya job kwa salon. Unasimamanga the whole day. Kwanza kukuwa na job unaweza simama from morning to night. Yeah. No resting. Yeah. Umepiga job yako juu umesqueeze booking zako within time ya from 10 to around 4-5. Yeah. Ndio uweze kutoka.
Used to come at 5, so it's until 4.
Sasa natoka job niko tired. Yeah. Lazima nipitie ni buy greens here and there, stuff. Nikam kwa hao. Ukifika tu kwa hao hivi hata kuna kitu ingine. Like you look at them, they are okay, then you get in the kitchen. Yeah. Una prepare supper, nini, wanakula. Sasa stress ilikuwa kukuja jioni kujaribu kuosha zile vyombo tumetumia in the evening. Lakini juu ya kuchoka manzi sikuwa naweza. So nilikuwa naziacha zote hapo. My son the next day akienda nini na make sure atasirudi, nikishaamka kumprepare naingia kitchen. By the third day I was fatigued. I also felt sick because my mind ilikuwa imechoka. Here I'm trying to save our pregnancy and make sure my wife amerest. Sina enough cash ya kuemploy so many people wakuwa wanafanya hizo job zote. So I have to squeeze the little that I have for them and sacrifice my own time. That's why I sat down. I wrote it somewhere in one of the topics that I'll give on the shepherd's opinion. I asked myself, how do women actually do this? Because by the third day, me I was already sick. Hiyo tu kuosha tu vyombo, kupika, kwenda job, kukam, kupika, kuosha vyombo, kuprepare mtoi. By the third day, I was already sick. I'm not taking her story. It is our story. I'm just giving my part of the story. So the doctor ametuambia to rest, and then one morning,
I spotted another day actually. Before we lost the baby, I spotted for 3 days. So the first day is that the doctor tells us there's nothing we can do right now. The baby is this is the first trimester, so the baby bado hajagrow,
hajajishikilia
hata vizuri. So what you need to do is rest. I mean total bed rest. Nothing you can do. You're not supposed even to walk on stairs. I remember very well for 1 week hata sikuwa najua nje ni kusema nini. Sikuwa najua nje ni kusema nini. I would not walk, as in nilikuwa tunatoka bed to the washroom. Bed to the washroom. Everything, chakula, bed, everything. If I have to come and watch the TV pole pole to just sit, watch the TV, go to bed for a whole week. Then I remember very well it was on a Thursday. I spotted sasa ile ilikuwa intense. Nikaenda choo, nika feel like unaona when you're going to pass urine, nikaenda, then I noticed there's something. So nikijiwipe, when I looked at the tissue, it was full of blood. But my husband was in the house. It was in the morning. So I told him, babe, come. I don't have the energy to just come where you are. Come to the toilet. And he came. And I saw him break. And I wanted to tell myself that it's okay. But I knew deep down it was not okay. So the first thing, before we went to the hospital, we called the doctor and he said that that's a risky situation. So we went again. There's still nothing. Actually, your body kidogo, there's nothing doctors can do. Actually, hata wakikupea medication ama wakwambia nini, total bed rest is everything. That is all that they can do.
I had asked so many questions about
and we consulted from different doctors, and all they could say is that at that point you just need rest for the baby, at least ajihold.
Ajihold kwa the uterus vizuri.
So that day nika cramp kabisa, and then I remember that was on a Friday. Then it came on a Saturday in the morning. I woke up, nililala nikiumwa na tumbo, si ndio? That Friday nililala nikiumwa na tumbo sana. And then in the morning, I thank God because of everything that was happening. I think it was purposed for me not to be alone, because ilikuwa ina happen akiwa kwa nyumba. Akienda job, haikuwa ina happen because maybe God knew that I would not take that alone. Then that Saturday in the morning, I woke up and went to the loo as normal. Nilisikia nimecramp sana. Then I felt like I want to relieve myself. And I went to the toilet. And as soon as I sat on that bowl, I had something imenitoka.
Okay, not to be okay. This is the reason why actually each and every time twakanga kuongea hii story nimekuwa nikipostpone, because every time she wants to talk about this story. Nimekuwa nikimwambia I'm like nimekuwa tu because you know it is you who understands the situation. It is you who looks around and see how she behaves. It is you who knows how broken she is. It is you who knows how this thing will affect. That's why it has taken so long. Actually, today I asked her so many questions when she told me she'd do this story. I've kept on telling her not to. Then I came to realize maybe I needed to give her a chance to empty out her pain, to speak about it, because one counselor told me the only way she can get over it is to just be free and speak about it. Because the more I hold it, the more anything kidogo iki happen ina more affect. So I wasn't so ready. I didn't know whether she's so ready, but well, I had to give her that time to just speak it out, because it's part of the healing. So she needed to.
So I wake up that day and I went to the toilet and I felt something come out from me like imedrop kwa toilet, and then blood was all over in that bowl. I did not even scream. I cried. And then he had me and he came to the toilet. He cried like we cried. He cried. I felt like I wanted to question God why he has robbed me.
Ushaikuwa in a situation whereby that thing is happening. With my little knowledge, I knew something was amiss. I was crashing actually, but I was still trying to hold on. She needed somewhere to hold on to. And I think that's the morning we decided, like, we can't wait any longer. Like, we have to go to the hospital. We went in a level 3.
I went in the public hospital because I've been going to a private hospital for long, and I felt like I'm not getting the answer that I need. You know, in public hospitals, they don't sugarcoat because it's not your money. So they're there to treat you. So I told him, you know what? I know you have friends in, we went to Ruiru Hospital actually. You have friends there, so call that doctor. No, mwambie we are going because anajulikana huko Ruiru Hospital. Akona watu wanajulikana huko. So we went there, and when we went to see the doctor, the first thing he told us is that now, if that is what happened, we need to go for a scan.
I wanted to say something immediately because I wrote that story down. I remember very well when we took all the papers and went to see the doctor.
Yeah.
Hatukukaa kwa line, at least juu ile panic tulikuwa nayo, like I used to explain my story so that at least we need to be checked haraka.
Yeah.
You've missed the fact that when we went to the doctor, she was a lady, and you sat down there and I was explaining to her. One part of what broke me so much was the fact that she had not actually treated us on anything.
Yeah. It's the first time tumeenda. We've been to private hospitals. We've used a lot of money that whole week.
Ongea.
So that day tumeenda in that public hospital. So huyo daktari hajai tuona, we've never been there. So we are coming to explain a new case, and I was telling them I want to be in a public hospital because I know huko we've qualified doctors kabisa.
Actually, we are not trying to say private. What people from the friends we had called, not saying private hospital don't work as best. They were like, in matters, mambo ya pregnancy,
There's nothing.
the
There's
best way
nothing.
you can do, go to a public hospital, because maybe they attend so many people, they have so much knowledge about these things. Instead of going to that private hospital, maybe a doctor doesn't see so many people. So we opted for that because we felt like maybe they are at a better stage ya experience juu ya kuona watu wengi, because you know how public hospitals wako na so many cases, so at least they can handle our case.
And the fact that you in
differently.
Ruiru, you have people that
At
you
least
can
niko na
go to in
mabeshte
Ruiru
naeza enda na
hospital.
wao niwaambie juu that moment ili happen hivo, we knew we didn't have a choice. We needed to go there. What was so sad about this story is was like, before even she told us tunafaa kwenda kwa sonographer, she told us this is a miscarriage, and I was like, we are not treated, we've not seen a doctor, like hakuna anything. Ushaiku umechukua kadi, then you go there and unamwambia this is what has happened. My sad part, it's none of the stories I'm writing, was the fact that she was too quick to give us the results. But now, to sugarcoat what she had already told us, katuambia, but
Tender scan.
you needed to go for an ultrasound.
Yeah.
And then kamuliza,
That was outside the hospital.
Where can we have it? Uko katuambia huko hakuna.
Yeah. You know how public hospitals are, yeah. So
tukaambiwa lazima twende, and akatu direct
to the hospital that we were going to have
tukwanga,
an ultrasound.
yeah, for an ultrasound.
Yeah.
So here I am, and the doctors just dropped everything. I looked at my wife and I saw her crash on that small room. Have you ever given a story of a picture that is still so fresh in your mind? It's barely 3 months ago, so. And she really cried in that room. Now I'm here trying to comfort her, trying to tell her it's okay, don't worry. Of course I knew she's worried.
And
I'm
you
trying.
were worried as well.
I was so fucking worried. No, so I'm just trying to put a brave face, but outside, you at least got my chance ya kuingia hosi haraka haraka. It was like an emergency. Najua kuna wasee wengi. So like I'm gathering my wife together and I'm like, just take heart and just be strong. Ile ushaipati ile msee ho, daktari asha drop everything down. Like, hii ni miscarriage. I'm like, how the hell do you like speak like that? How do you just say that? I was avoiding, maybe I had a mind of something is amiss, but I really didn't want it to come out of my mouth. But deep within me, I was already crushed. I knew there is something amiss. From the way I saw her that morning and the clamping yenye ilikuanga hapo, just too much. Yeah, so I told her like, we need to go. So I held her and tukatoka kwa the room. Just took steps, just a few steps. Then it just turned kidogo on a corridor. Then there my wife crashed again. So you look around at everybody. You feel like you're in a moment of your darkness. And everyone else is in the light. When you're just the two of you in a public hospital, level 3 public hospital with so many people, but at the center of the corridor, you're the only two people experiencing so much pain that no one else actually understands ni nini. So people wanapita tu wakiwaangalia. I had to make my wife pull herself together. From the hospital to the mali tuliambiwa tuende tufanye the scan. It's just a walking distance, like 300 meters or 400 meters from the hospital, not far. So we just like we walked. Now you look at that journey from the hospital to around like 400 meters to where the ultrasound is. Unaona? And mind you, by the way, county governments making sure hizi vitu kama hizi ziko kwa levels hospital zote, so that when mtu mgonjwa amekam na ananid hizi scan, make sure hizi scan ziko kwa nini. I can't understand how
a whole institution, a whole government institution,
kubwa, like
a
level
hospital
3
haina hata
level
moja,
4
haina hata moja,
haina mashine ya
hata
ultrasound.
moja, hata moja.
So lazima mtu aende huko, then lazima tena mtoke huko muende sijui kwa certain private hospital nearby, and the staff, government making sure at least hizi vitu ziko kwa hizi hospital zote. It will help so many people. Maybe they will come in a cheaper price than the price maybe tunaenda kulipa kwa private hospitals. So many people wako kaa sisi, they don't have that money kwenda kufanywa hizo vitu zote. So we went there, alafu tukafika. The journey was long, breaking, slow. We finally got to the hospital. We were ushered in a can upstairs. Mind yangu bado iko kwa ile story ya afai kupanda sijui stairs, afai kufanya nini. You're so disturbed. Then tunaingia. I remember so well. The receptionist, she was a lady, alikama akatupea maji 1 glass tu. Silikunywa maji mtu wangu,
because I've been there and I know how mtu anaambiangwa kunywa maji mingi.
Alikunywa maji. But what was disturbing to me was not the fact that alikunywa maji mob. Ni the way the people were moving around. Like mtu anatoka kwa hii receptionist, ametoka ameingia kwa kale karum, mwingine ametoka kwa karum ameingia kwa karum kingine hapa, mara mwingine anapita kati mbele yenu.
Inakuanga
wana make hizo
inakuanga kukupatia time ndio uko umesettle maji ya inakuwa
sasa. Hata mambo kunipatia time, I was like, aren't these people sure of what they want to do? Whom are they calling?
But lazima, that's a process, lazima ukunywe maji.
Now the problem is like mimi si understand.
I know.
Mind nimeenda huko, all I need ni that aspect ya kuambiwa what is happening. So we get finally after a long wait,
you now get to see the sonographer.
Everything is set and we get in like a small room. It's just as a bed and machine na nini. My wife is made comfortable, then ametoa vitu zingine hapo amesimiwa kwa tumbo, and then amechukua kama machine kingine ameweza kupitisha hivi. Ananionyesha images zenye can tell you for free. Sikuwa najua. But I'm here asking so many questions because I really needed either a closure for me or a closure for both of us. Like, explain to me, what is this? What is this? What is this? And this is the uterus, this is everything. You know how those pictures look, eh? I asked him, if I take these pictures to someone else, would they give me the same story? Ananiambia hapana, I'm the only person. I was like, how could you be the only person? Whatever you're looking at, why can't another professional take these pictures and explain, or like see the same picture? Ananiambia hapana, whatever I'm explaining to you, I'm the only person who can be called niku for rectification. Asema hivyo. The saddest part was what alituambia. You remember what he said?
So after ametupima everything, ametuangalia, he just kept quiet and we knew that silence meant something. He just told us that unfortunately you've bled your baby out, all of it. I felt like I was dying slowly. Yani nilisikia ni kama Mungu ameninyang'anya. I felt like God has robbed me a baby I was holding. I started blaming myself like I saw my baby come out of me. So I felt like I'm the one who killed the baby. So breaking, so painful. I have never experienced such pain in my whole life. Yani nilisikia then now the sonographer left and we were left alone. We did not know what to do with that information. We did not know what next to do because I was left there wondering how it happened, if it was my fault. But again, when we questioned him, he told us that it was genetic abnormalities in the embryo that were incompatible with the life of the baby. So it was nothing to do with me or my husband, it was just genetic. And those things happen.
You know, ile time unakaa chini unauliza maswali, you're like why
there was no growth of the baby. The baby was not growing like the way a full grown baby should grow inside. The baby was not growing. As in, I don't know how to
I wanted to know the explanation,
but there's no life growing. Yes, I have a baby in my stomach, in my whatever, but it's not growing the baby the way it should be growing.
I remember explain alisema ati during conception during the fertilization there was no good magic ya the sperm and the ova like during that time ya kujiattach haikuwa imejiattach vizuri. That's why I think that was the only thing alisema that I felt like out of all this pain
it is not our fault.
Check just this is our third baby. Okay. We've never experienced something like that in our first two pregnancies or the first two babies. So I needed answers, and these for the very first time in so many questionings zenye nilikuwa nauliza, aliniambia during fertilization or something. I can't remember the actual words.
Actually, anything that he said thereafter didn't matter to me. I felt like something crossed in my mind. I felt like I've lost my entire whole world. I think people don't understand is whether you have 2 other babies or you have 3 other babies, the love of a kid is different from the other kids.
Sure.
So when I got off that place and we came home, the first thing was just sit, cry. I cried the whole night. I felt so much pain. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't even tell my parents. I didn't even tell my friends. So the following day is when I felt it's too much. I think I posted something on WhatsApp. That's when my friends started coming in, asking whatever, and I told them. And some of my there are friends who my circle, kuna friends wenye niko nao, my small circle, they were there for me for a whole week or something. I was never alone. They never gave me time to heal, and I felt that helped me, because if I were alone for that whole week, I don't know what would have happened to me. But now I was feeling for my husband because he did not talk this to anyone. I didn't know how he was going to react. He was going to work. I didn't know how he was handling it there. But me, nilikuwa na friends walikuwa wanakuja kunivisit. But there are still people who used to tell me that thank God uko na watoto wawili, hata kama umelose huyo, at least furahia uko na wawili. And I would tell them, if you've never gone through this, you can never feel it. Because there's no way you can compare one kid to the rest. I have 2 kids, yes, but I've lost one. So stop telling me that I have other 2 kids. You see, I felt like people are not understanding me. But there's a group that I was in for people who have lost kids, have miscarriaged. And I felt like I was never alone. Those people understood, they understood me more than anyone else. There's still people who would tell you that Magi, at least huyo mtoto wako amezaliwa. You see? Yani mimi nilikuwa nasikia mtu akiniambia hivyo, nasikia ni kama I would kill you with my bare hands, telling me that at least the baby alitoka kama hajazaliwa. And I'll tell you for free, whether the baby was in the stomach, whether the baby was born, the love of a mother to a baby is just a baby. That was my baby. I crashed. I cried. I didn't know how to heal. I didn't know who to talk to. It was a painful journey. And I want to encourage anyone out there, if you've gone through this, only God can heal you. Only God, because people would never understand your pain. They don't. And they will tell you it is okay, but it's never okay. So tell me, baby, how have you been? You've never talked this to anyone. How was your journey?
The most
Talk
painful
about
part,
it as a man.
the most painful thing is that hata vile tunaambianga wanaume sisi, I think sisi tunaumianga tu kimoyo moyo. Sometimes you don't have a circle of friends, and even if you have a circle of friends, I felt like this something is so private.
Yeah.
Kuiongea. So now here I am with the news. Our friends at least wamekuwa around, wanakam. Mimi napata ile time naweza toka naenda job. Now me I'm at work. Mood zangu zimesink too. Then this jovial guy in the salon, and then he's no longer talking, and the people are like, hey, what's up? Niaje una story? I'm like, niko too fiti. From the start niwaambia mimi sijaitaka kuongelelea hii story like ever. But
It's hope for people.
yeah, you've made me speak about it. And I don't know, I don't have those words, like I don't have the exact words, Danny. Like now, you see when people tell you like it is God, and like the first question that comes in your mind is, where was God when it happened? The other people will tell you, don't worry, si mtoi wa kwanza. And I'm like, every kid is different. The other people will tell you, it is okay, don't worry, it is okay, usijali. I came to learn one thing from this story, that not until it happens to you, you'll never understand the pain.
Yeah.
It is very easy for you to tell me, don't worry, hey Shepherd, uta come through. It's never easy.
Yeah.
Not until it happens to you, that's when you know how painful it is. The hardest part, actually, after all those things, the friends are there. The moment walianza sasa kuwa like they can't be there all time. Now it is me, my wife, and our children. Mi nimetoka job. Sometimes I keep on calling. We call each other like often. Hey, how are you? Kwaje? Behind the camera, you could feel she's not okay. But now you're like, manzi nafanya job ya jua kali. How long am I going to stay home and everything? So na go job late, bado natoka mapema. Ile kitu ilikuwanga hard sana, nilikuwa na avoid. I used to stay with the remote karibu. It's because every time my wife alikuwa anaona advert ya mtu ako na ball ama ya katoi, picha za tutoto, you know those two adverts that go through the TV, niko na switch off so the kids are like, daddy mbona umezima? I'm like, mi ndio niko na understand what is going through, because mi nimekaa kwa kona yangu, ni yako kwa ile end ingine hapo, ama nashughulika na mwangalilia tu na angoza macho. I just see her all of a sudden tuko mbele ya watoi kidogo, mwone ameamka ameenda bedroom yetu. So the kids is like, watoi hawajui, like mama amejifungia huko. So I'm like, acha na mama nataka kulala. It wasn't easy because now here there are two kids, si tudogo. Bibi is 9 years old, India is two and a half. You know, they, you know, you want to protect them. Kona their mom cry each and every day, each and every evening. You can't leave the kids in the sitting room. Umeenda naye kwa bedroom because the kids sasa wanataka kumfuata. You know how kids are, eh? Yeah. But hajawaonyesha, but mimi mwenyewe nisha notice kuna kitu imechange too all of a sudden. Maybe nika advert kamekaa mtu ako na ball. Huyo ametoka ameenda ameingia. So nakana watoi like utrek like chani na mama anataka kulala. But sasa uko kwa mlango from crying. You can't get in the room. You can't leave the kids here because they will also takas kujua we umetoka umefuata mama aje. No, you are the doll listening to her cry. And here trying to put a brave face and make the kids smile. Like, hey mama, but deep within me, I'm so fucked. It's so painful. I'm glad I have a chance to speak about this thing because I think this is the first time
you've had a negative thing to talk about.
Nime empty out.
You've never talked about it?
Yeah, me
By the way, ever since it happened, we never talk about it because I feel like it awakens my emotions. I don't talk about it.
I've never.
But it has been a healing process day by day. Although leo unaweza pata niko na furaha.
Like,
kesho
anaendanga hivi.
Kesho unanipata I'm a very different person.
All of a sudden.
Yes.
Mood zinashuka tu.
Kwanza nikikumbuka na feelingi, I don't blame myself because of what they said. It was not my fault, but I always feel like did I kill my baby? I killed my baby. And I feel like mtoto alinitoka tu hivyo. I wish I had something to stop that. That is what I always feel.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
But the reason why we took our time to share this story is because
to let everyone know that
people are going through this thing.
Yeah, and it's a journey.
And there are so many people out there. I know others are not as courageous enough to share this story. Yeah. I know others, they are still somewhere. They are facing this thing. All we can tell you is that you're not alone. We are one of you. And we were not alone. We had other people who are going through. The best you can do is like look for people who have gone through the same pain. Try to listen to their story. Try to recap. Give yourself time to heal. It is not easy. You know, it's over 3 months, but it still affects her just like it affected her the first time. Every time we start talking about it. I was told I let her, nimekuwa nikipinga, I let her just speak about it. It will be good for her to empty it out. So if you're there, you've gone through a miscarriage, you've gone through this as a couple, amuko peke yako. I don't want to tell you God is with you because that's what people told us and we felt like God is not with us. Speak it out. Let your pain out. Ile kitu niliambiwa, like take time. Talk about it. Give yourself time. If you feel like crying, please cry. Don't hold. That's what I'm suffering from. mi naumianga tu ndani juu as a man nilikuwa nimekataa kuongea. This is the first time by the way I'm talking on camera. And yambo it's very risky. Ekioro na arume tukirwara na guku fara. Turume tuigete so much things. Zile vitu nafata kuzitoa at least tuanze kuheal. So I feel like my wife is healing process better than me. Juu vile ameniambia tunafanya hii kitu leo, nimefilter nimerudi back like 3 months ago. But now that I've had the courage to talk about it, I hope it encourages someone else out there to speak about their story and to give themselves time and to just know it is not the end of everything. There is a chance to heal. There is a chance to be happy. All what you need. You couple, you guy who's there. If your wife crashes, don't ask her. Mimi unashindanga ukilia miezi 2, miezi 3, miezi 4, miezi 5. People's recovery time is different. Let her mourn her loss. It is our loss. You might be different. We might be different from the way we handle the losses. Give your wife support. Be close to her. If she breaks down at that moment, because eventually inakujanga na ina happen, anaendanga baby shower ya bishte yake anamuona na ball anakumbuka ningefanyiwa kama hii. Those things, I don't know how long it will take, but I know you will get there. Support your ladies, support your wives, support your mistresses. That's the best I could do to her. But you see, it left so much wound in my heart. But now that I've managed to speak about this story today, I know I'm also in the road to recovery. Never give up. We've never given up on each other.
If I was alone, I don't know how I would have handled it, but you made it easier for us.
Yeah. It's through sacrifice.
Yeah.
You've been there.
You okay?
One thing I can tell you,
Are you?
I'll be okay. You know, I'm back again to that line, but I'll be okay. Let's keep doing what we do. Let's keep the focus. Let's keep the fight. There's so many people who look up unto us. So every time we share our happy moments, today we've shared our saddest moment. Actually, this is the most sad thing in our life, in my marriage life. Let's keep going. I know we'll get there. We decided to bring this story to encourage someone somewhere who's going through what we are still going through.
And that's our story.
We love you so much. I will always do. If you need anything from us, any recapping of any story that we've talked, you can reach us on our social media pages. On Facebook, the Shepherd's Family Kenya. You can write to us. You can tell us what you feel, what you've gone through. We share our story with you. If our story, if what we've gone through will help you go through yours. It's a journey. Let's keep going. And this
is our story.
It's our story. Our saddest story.
And we are the shepherds.
You've gotten me back to something that I never knew. I wanted to go. I wasn't ready for this.
It's okay.
But I just hope that my healing has started. I just hope that. Just hope that. I'll get there. I'll get there.